Hi, my name is Otar Davitaya. I'm Associate Professor in Law at Georgia National University, Seoul. And this is the third video regarding the SDG Goal 16, when we discuss a particular case of Sierra Leone and how SDG 16 was implemented there. Why case studies matter? Why is it important when we talk about SDG 16? As you know, SDG 16 is about the peace, justice, and strong institutions. Implementation is a very complex process. It involves governments, civil society, and international partners. So, to see the real life implementation, let's look at the case of Sierra Leone. So, background. As you're all probably aware, Sierra Leone was torn apart by a civil war that lasted from 1991 until 2002. Over 50,000 people were killed and massive human rights abuses happened. Justice system in the country fully collapsed. Child soldiers, war crimes, lawlessness were widespread. So the challenge they faced, how do you restore peace and justice in a country with no functioning institutions? So what goals did Sierra Leone focus on? It was 6.1, reduce violence, ensure access to justice, build transparent institutions, provide legal identity, and enforce non-discriminatory laws. One of the key aspects for the restoring justice in the country, no doubt, was the Special Court for Sierra Leone. It was established in 2002 and was supported by the United Nations. It tried leaders responsible for war crimes, including former president of Liberia, Charles Taylor. He was actually first head of state after the Gros Admiral Karl Donitz that was prosecuted for international crimes. And you might heard of him because Naomi Campbell, the famous model, was actually questioned by the special court because Mr. Taylor presented her some blood diamonds and she had to give testimony eventually because of it. So it was first international court to be held in the country where the crimes were committed, in comparison to international tribunals, military tribunals like, for example, Yugoslavia or Rwanda. It promoted local ownership of justice and helped restore the public trust. Impact it had, it strengthened the rule of law and accountability, directly fulfilling the target 6.3 within the SDG 16. Also, restorative justice, another crucial element, was the Truth and Reconciliation Commissions. They ran parallel to the special court, gave victims a platform to speak and be heard, contributed to social healing and national reconciliation. It fostered peace building that directly correlates to the SDG goal 16.1 and inclusive decision making, which directly correlates to the SDG goal 16.7. Justice is completed. The perpetrators are prosecuted, the victims are heard. But now Sierra Leone needs to build a country again. How do we do that? Anti-Corruption Commission was restructured with support from the United Kingdom and European Union. They introduced public financial management reforms, citizen complaint hotlines, and transparency initiatives. Another crucial thing, during the war period, people who were born didn't get birth certificates. Digital birth registration program launched in 2015, which fulfilled the SDG goal 16.9. Impact these reforms had, they improved transparency, reduced bribery, which directly correlates to SDG goal 16.5, and gave thousands access to their identity documents. They became citizens. They were citizens in the eyes of law. From lawless state for 12 or 11 years to becoming a citizen. That's a huge stretch. It's a huge leap forward, and they achieved it. Oh, of course, there were challenges and there are lessons to be learned. Challenges? Corruption still remains persistent. There are limited resources and infrastructure, political interference in justice institutions. However, we should bear in mind that democracy is not built in a day. It takes time and it takes steps. So eventually, we can only hope that Sierra Leone will indeed become a just democracy where the rule of law prevails. Lessons that were learned. Justice must be locally grounded to be effective. Truth commissions complement courts in healing society. Same as it happened after World War II, Nuremberg and Tokyo, yeah, it persecuted perpetrators, but it also helped to heal the society. The Eichmann prosecution in Israel, it helped to heal the people who suffered from Holocaust. They were finally heard. They finally looked in the perpetrator in the eyes and said, you did me wrong, you did my family wrong. Partnership with international donors help build sustainable institutions. And that's why the international funding for such countries is so pivotal and so important. In conclusion, is Sierra Leone a model for other nations? Sierra Leone's journey shows that SDG 16 can be implemented even in post-conflict settings. And today we'll have more and more such settings, whether we look to Ukraine, after this bloody, unjust war finally finishes, Ukraine needs rebuilding, or many other countries. The blend of international law, traditional justice, and civil society involvement made a real impact in Sierra Leone. We should remember that. It's a living example of how peace, justice, and institutions can build a nation. SDG 16 is not an abstract, it's survival, dignity, and the backbone of sustainable progress.